Hey, this is Nicolette Moore, and I'm here with interview number 5. I had the opportunity to interview Judy Skilling, and this woman her story tugs at my heartstrings. She is the sole breadwinner for her family. She's got a sick husband and a little baby girl that she's taken care of, and she has all the excuses in the world not to pursue something like network marketing. But she's got a big vision for her life and her future. So join us as we get to know a little bit more about her and get to hear her story. Hello, this is Nicolette Moore from NicoletteMoore.com, and I am here with Judy Skilling on interview number 5. It's really exciting to bring all these different stories and all these different, unique personalities to be able to come and talk to and just see, what has intrigued them about network marketing, what brought them into the industry, and get some deeper insight into the lives of network marketers. So Judy Skilling here. She's been in network marketing for a little bit over a year now. She actually works full-time as an RN, and she found network marketing to be a great vehicle to make some money so that she can actually stay at home and be with her husband and her child. And at the same time, she definitely loves the products that she gets to represent. So, Judy, I'd love for you to come out and just kind of fill in the audience about your story, a little bit more personal information about you, and then we'll get into some more formal questions.
Sounds good. Like Nicolette said, my name is Judy Skilling. I have a 3.5, almost 4-year-old daughter, and a husband that we will be married for 5 years come next month. And so we live in Denver, Colorado, have been here for about 4 years. Love it. Absolutely gorgeous. But how I got into network marketing at the time was a year after we moved up to Colorado. My husband got severely sick, where he needed treatments. And so we did a lot of traveling for the first year that he's sick. And during that time, I was working as a nurse, not being able to take care of him, traveling with a little one. So stress definitely was a factor. And when I got introduced to network marketing at that time, it was a huge relief because I thought, well, here's these products that I'm taking that I really just wanted to take for personal use to lose weight and to these other things. And then once I started taking these products, I understood the potential behind them. And as me being a nurse, I saw the need of these products that people could benefit from since it benefited me, and I saw the results with my family and friends and was just over the moon excited thinking everybody could use these products. So when that came into my life, I thought, here is a way for me to make extra money so that I could be at home to help take care of my husband because he's still on treatment. And, it definitely did help with his health condition. So with him not being able to work because of his medical condition, that leaves me to be the one that brings in money. So when network marketing was introduced, it was another way for me to be able to stay home, make extra money, do my nursing job as needed. And so that is a lot to take on, but it is definitely, I feel, a way for me to be home to make money. And it definitely came in our lives at the time that it needed to come in our lives. So I'm extremely passionate about doing network marketing and helping others, who are in similar situations as me, sole income provider, wife, mother, and working as I need to. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity being able to work online, to connect with people and build those relationships. So
that's a very powerful story, and I love that people, there are a lot of folk that they can. I'm sorry, I hear an echo, so it's bugging me. Anyway, so I love that there's so many reasons or excuses as to why somebody won't consider an opportunity to venture off into network marketing. There's always the time factor, the money factor. There's always some resource that's lacking. But at the end of the day, if you can see the vision of what it can provide for your life, the freedom that it can give you, it's definitely worth the sacrifice, the temporary sacrifice of, some discomfort to be able to get yourself, into that vision of a better future. And so Judy here, she's got a sick husband, she's a mama, she's working her butt off as an RN. And she, came to a point where she said, I don't, I'm not going to accept an excuse. I'm going to see this vision come out because I want to be with my family. I want to be with my husband. I want to be with my child, and I want to be able to provide for them, but I also want to have a life with them. And so that's a beautiful testimony to somebody who just said, I'm not going to live by excuses. I'm going to live by my vision. So, I'm sure your story has got a lot of difficult points in it, different areas that just were very difficult for you guys to deal with. Can you pinpoint one time, something that was really, really difficult for you guys to go through and this whole network marketing journey, that you said, well, maybe this isn't for me, or maybe I can't do this, or maybe too much stress on my family, what would one very difficult point in your journey be, and how did you overcome that obstacle with this career?
I think when I got introduced to my company, coming from no previous network marketing experience, I just expected everybody and anybody to jump on board, and I was just going to make a crazy amount of money, and everybody was just going to love me because I've changed their life and I've impacted so many people, and just kind of got, really carried away with that thought. And I think as time went on, I did get a couple signups, I did get some people on the products, and reality kind of started to set in, like, okay, not everybody's going to want these products. Not everybody's going to want to do this. And it was hard for me to shake that realistic expectation because everybody has their own reasons on, why they do what they do. So after some time, being in this company, understanding how challenging it is to talk to people, to relate with people, to, get them to see my vision. Not everybody has my same vision. And so after some time, when I realized, okay, this is really a lot more challenging than I was under the impression when I first started, I think I needed to take a step back and think of different ways of getting my product out there, because what I was doing was not being as effective. And so I think that was a really big turning point and challenging at the same time, just to understand, like, okay, well, this is what I've done, and it's not as effective as I think it was going to be. And so needed to reevaluate and re-strategize. Okay, so I really want to make this work. And what I've been doing, it got me to a certain point, and I need to break through that ceiling of, capacity to move on to something else. And so I think that was a huge turning point for me to realize, okay, something needs to change because what I'm doing is not working, because I still full-heartedly believe that I can make this work. So I think that was a huge turning point. And that took me probably about a month or so to really sit, is this for me? Is this not for me? And I think what happened, this actually turning point came around August, came back from a mission trip. And when I came back from the mission trip, it really just did change my perspective on what I needed to do. And so when I came back, that's where I was like, yeah, no, I see that these products could help the whole world, and I want to help the whole world. But when I came back, I saw the necessity, I saw the need, and I still had that vision in my heart, and that's placed there for a reason. So that's why I decided to change my perspective, change my method, change what I was doing so that I could be successful.
So that's really cool. The takeaway that I've gathered from that is, we can believe so passionately about what we're doing, but the world doesn't necessarily see the same vision that we see. And that's okay. But it all goes back to our perspective and our mindset. And so, you can go from such a high and be so excited about your journey and your path and how you're going to share, everything with the world and how you're going to change the world, to such a low because people don't join you on that journey. And so it can be very challenging to overcome that mentally. But then, Judy was able to take a step back, kind of reflect on what's going on, and her mindset changed. She was able to get back to the place where it was a little bit more steady. It was more like, okay, I've seen the highs, I've seen the lows, and now I understand that the vision isn't for everyone, but I can still do my part and I can still see this out. So that's that's a really positive way of looking at it, and that's the way that you need to be able to sustain a long-term outlook in this business. So as a result of all that, I mean, what would you say? I don't want to speak for you, but would that be like the best thing that's happened since you joined the company, or do you have something else that since you've joined network marketing, you've had an amazing, amazing story that's come out of it? Do you have something you'd like to share that's just like been the best thing?
I've not gotten to that point yet. I think when like I mentioned, when the idea of this mission trip came up earlier in the year, I felt that was something that I needed to do. And doing this mission trip, I, thought about it and prayed about it and contemplated about it and decided to just go, because obviously it spoke in my heart and in my head for a reason. So, this mission trip wasn't a huge life-changing opportunity or anything, but what it was just like I came back and knew that I couldn't shake this feeling that I needed to do this. I needed to pursue my career in network marketing, because if I thought about the alternative situation, so what am I going to do? I'm going to go back and work my 3 shifts a week, miss out on my husband's treatment, be here for him when he's really sick, miss out on my little one. What plan do I have to go to if I choose not to pursue this? What will I end up missing out on if I choose not to actually put forth my effort and really put forth my determination and my drive and my perseverance? If I really didn't try and I just kind of gave up, do I really want to go back to that life? Well, I'm not saying nursing is bad. I love being a nurse. I love taking care of people, but there's got to be more than just working my 3 shifts. And I really don't want to miss out on, my husband and my little one, because, my husband, I can only be around and I can only help him, and I don't want to end up leaving work because he's so sick that he needs me. And I don't want to end up having that, situation, because that has happened where I've had to leave work because he was so sick. So what plan B do I have? I really don't have a plan B. This is my plan A. So I think coming back from that mission trip, it was pretty much, this is my plan A, and I have to make it work. I have to. I have no choice, because I don't want to go back to what I was doing before.
That's such a strong, heartwarming story. I mean, your family is really, those are the most important people to you. And for you to have to walk away every day and not know what's going on at home without you, it's a struggle. And, for anyone who doesn't know what it's like to work in a hospital, 3 shifts a week, that's a lot of work. That is minimum 12 hours probably, walking around on your feet, working your butt off. And you're not really able to step out easily to call home, check in. You've got patients you have to deal with. And so working in a hospital is very, very hard on the body. It's hard emotionally, and it's hard physically. And so, Judy, she wants to be at home with her husband who really needs her, and, be with her child. And so that's a very compelling story. And of course she wants to have a better life for her family. And so I give you mad props for that, Judy. You know, I know that you have got a strong heart and a strong will. Just, you know, by hearing your story, I know that you're a tough lady, and you will be, you know, you will have great successes in this industry. What kind of accountability do you have in your network marketing, you know, world? Do you have a team that you work with? Do you have a mentor? What do you have as far as support that's helping you grow in your business?
So that's a great question. When I got introduced to my company, I was introduced by my sister, who also comes from from somebody who does not have any network marketing experience. And her upline really didn't have any network marketing experience either, too. So it was kind of like the blind leading the blind. And we were kind of just, you know, when I decided to pursue the business option of my company, it was just more of like going by the manual of what people above me were doing. And that's what they were doing to have success. Okay, so I'll follow this blueprint. You know, this is what they were doing, so I'll just do it. How hard could it be? I think the challenging factor came when, you know, if nobody above me has prior network marketing experience and they're kind of just learning as they go, it really is the blind leading the blind. Like, how do you know what you're doing is right, even if you're following this blueprint instruction from your company? Because everybody works differently, and not one blueprint can fit everybody's style of connecting with people, talking to people, you know, what words to say in certain situations, what words not to say, the overall mood, and a lot more complexity behind just building relationships that doesn't work for everybody. So it was just a basic overview. So that being said, I think over the past 6 to 8 months, my upline has pretty much just kind of fallen to the wayside, and it's just me. So I really don't get any support from my upline in my primary company, and unfortunately, it is kind of just falling on me. So I kind of drive my own motivation, and not a lot of people can do that, honestly. Some people can and some people can't. But being involved with a different affiliate company has definitely given me a lot more support than I need, a lot more focus. And I don't get what they call shiny object syndrome, where I want to try this and this and this and this. And the next thing you know, you've spread yourself too thin and you don't have something to focus on. So that has definitely helped me stay accountable. It has definitely helped me understand what I need to do and how to talk to people and build relationships. And I don't get that kind of support from my primary company. But my overall goal is to be that person whom I'm able to bring into my company, and to be that person that's like, I'm in here for the long haul, and I will show you, and I will hold you by your hand, and I will show you what to do and what not to do. That wasn't really done to me, because it would have definitely made a lot of things differently if I had somebody in my primary to walk me through what I needed to do, to how to hold me accountable for my actions. You know, what am I doing week by week and things like that. So it definitely would have been a little bit of a different outcome. But I think this is all just a growth in process, a learning curve, and growing and learning as I go. Because I think that's what network marketing is all about, is you never stop learning, you never stop growing, you never stop reaching your income potential. So
yeah, that's awesome. I know whenever I first started my very first network marketing company, many years ago, the gentleman that sponsored me in, you know, he seemed to be a go-getter and somebody I could trust. And I go in, I sign up, I'm excited, and he just left me in the dirt, you know, just like I didn't see him. And the only time I heard from him was, why aren't you sponsoring people? And I felt like that was just wrong on so many levels. So I didn't want to touch network marketing for a long time because of that. I really resisted looking at anything because I felt like I had been played so wrong. And so, you know, now things have changed around. And I joined my company because of the sponsor just being, you know, somebody I felt like I could trust. And I came in and found out I had made the right decision. So I'm surrounded by people that are a support system to me, and I see how valuable that is. You've got to have people that you can connect with and, you know, brainstorm with, that can understand the journey that you're on. and be able to give you support and advice and just be there for you. You know, if you just are having a bad day, it's so nice to just be able to pick up the phone and call somebody that gets it. Or if you're having an awesome day, it's so nice to be able to pick up the phone and call somebody who gets it. So, so support system's huge, and I'm sorry to hear that your upline is not the spectacular upline it should be, but I'm so grateful that you do have a community of people that get it and that can support you and that can be there for you, thick or thin through it all. So that's awesome. What is the best piece of advice that you've been given? Have you been given a piece of advice that's helped you to stick through your business during the hard times?
There's so many, actually. I read a lot, and there's a lot of books that I've come across that were recommended for my primary, and, you know, and a lot of these books kind of just do give you, you know, snippets of advice and things like that. And I think the overall theme that I see that I've read across these books, and the overall, you know, concept that I've, you know, heard different people from different ranks is, you know your why. And that sounds so like generic and so like, yeah, you know your why. But like spending some time to really personally reflect, like, yeah, people want to do this because they see how much you can make and the, you know, the income potential and stuff like that. But I think my driving force is my why. Like at the end of the day, do I feel like I really did try to contribute towards my, you know, financial freedom, towards my, you know, finances? Did I really try to apply myself? Am I really doing this for my husband and my little one? You know, and I think that's pretty much my driving force. And that's what I think you always hear is like, know your why. Why are you doing this? And it's not just to make some money. That's kind of superficial, and yeah, it's nice. But if you really get down to the core, heartfelt, like, you know, they say your why must make you cry. Well, my why doesn't really make me cry, but if, you know, what you're doing it for by the end of the day, if it makes you feel like you're really doing something and you feel good about what you're doing, then you know you're on the right path. So that's pretty much one of the really good, you know, core reasons why I'm doing it. And it's because I feel like I am making a difference. Like I said, I enjoy being a nurse. I love taking care of people. I do have such a compassionate heart. I'm a yellow. And so because of that, that's why when I get involved with building relationships and involved with network marketing, it is, you know, do I feel like I've helped somebody today? Do I feel like I've really, you know, helped them in a different way outside of just, you know, giving them pain meds and whatnot, you know? So do I feel like I really made a difference in somebody's life? Do I feel like I helped them? You know, do I feel like I'm able to contribute and make a difference in their life, and I've built a relationship with them? So, you know, my driving force is my why. And I think that's usually one of the biggest things that people say when you do get involved with network marketing is, you know, find that core reason why you want to do it and lead with that passion. And when that passion becomes, you know, productive, then you know you'll be successful. And I think that pretty much just boils down to something so simple that people have a hard time understanding or conceptualizing that.
Well, I think this transitioning into network marketing period is mentally a challenge for a lot of people because it's so different than just being an employee. And it's not even network marketing, it's just being a small business owner, having to be responsible for yourself, having to have the drive and motivation to wake up every day and do something for that business on your own and not have a boss to yell at you or hold you accountable or fire you if it doesn't work out, you know, if you don't do your daily tasks. So it's challenging. And I think that that's why you have to hold on to that why. Why am I changing my life? Why am I not going to be an employee? Why am I not going to, you know, wake up and have another person to tell me where I need to be, what time I need to be there, and when I can leave, and, you know, so all these things we're so accustomed to for the most part. So that why is so important to really drive us and push us to say, okay, I want to be home with my family. It's a starting point. And they always say the more success you get into your company, the more success you have with your business, your why is going to develop and evolve over time, because once you get home with your family and you no longer have to go to your 9 to 5 or your, hospital shifts, you're going to say, okay, well, what now? What's now going to motivate me? And there's always going to be a greater cause. And so, so knowing your why is highly important, and it's not a cheesy line or anything. It's truly psychological and getting you to be motivated to actually make a life for yourself. So if you had to start all over again, if you started today all over again, knowing what you know now, what would you do differently?
I probably would have started with my affiliate company first. I think I probably definitely would have done that.
Yeah.
Just because it would have definitely set me off on a better mindset than anything. I probably would have done the same thing. I obviously the skills that I've learned over the past year is, understanding how to talk to people. So I think that would have probably definitely have given me an edge. But I think any person who gets involved goes through their journey for a reason. So all the lessons that I've learned along the way, all the hangups, all the frustration, all the I don't want to do this anymore days, I think have led me to who I am today. So, I think if I was to do this a little bit differently, I think I probably would have, I don't think I would have changed anything, to be honest with you. I really don't think I would have done anything differently, because I think that anything that I've done over the past year would have, I think, led me to how I am right now. And doing anything differently, I wouldn't have gained or walked away with that little nugget of life experience, So I probably wouldn't have changed anything,
Yeah. So that goes to show that, we do struggle, and nobody likes to have pain. Nobody likes to struggle. Nobody likes to have challenges that they have to overcome. But those challenges are what mold us and help to grow us into the people that we're becoming. And so you are today a culmination of all your life experiences up to this point. And you can take that and be negative about it, or you can take it and grow from it and be able to give back to the world around you. And so that's a very compelling thought, and, something to really munch on. So if anybody was out there and they're, kind of considering joining network marketing, they're looking at it, they're curious, okay, I don't know much about it, but I'm thinking it's kind of cool. What advice would you give to them to help them make the decision?
Yeah, no, I mean, what's the worst that could happen? You spend some of your money on some products or whatnot, and maybe you can get your money back, maybe not. It's not for everybody. That I've completely understood. Network marketing is not for everybody. Same thing as nursing is not for everybody. So there's certain types of people that can be, can make network marketing work, and some people it's just not for everybody. I think what draws people to network marketing is the positive, glamorous lifestyle, making multi-figures a year, vacationing, time freedom, things like that. But the underlying nitty-gritty of it is like, these people, you work your butt off, and you really do, the reason why you work your butt off is so that you can have that time freedom, the multi-figure earner, being able to, connect and travel the world at the drop of a hat, So it's not just like, oh, I just started this company, now I'm making 100,000, 200,000, $500,000 a year. It's not like that. And I think that's something that I think realistic expectations need to be very upfront with people who are thinking about it, because if you're explaining to somebody the realistic expectations of network marketing, then at least they're kind of understanding what they're getting into, instead of having false expectations and then they're disappointed. So if somebody was considering it, I would just be like, listen, this is a really challenging industry. People can make it work. Very few people do, but lots of people do find that it's a different mental, and it's more personal growth. It's more, getting to know people and getting out and getting outside of your comfort zone. And, you know, if you're willing to try something new, then let's go, let's do it. But I think explaining the realistic expectations of network marketing would lead a person to think that they're understanding what they're getting into instead of being deceived right off the bat, like I was thinking, oh, okay, well, I can make a few figures a month and everybody would want my product. No, that's not really how it works. So
yeah, I do think that's a catch-22, because I think some people, they don't want to necessarily deceive a family member, a friend member, or somebody that they're talking to about what it's like, but they also don't necessarily know how to share all that nitty-gritty info, because it might cause somebody to say, well, no, I'm not even going to try. The thing is that with any business, you have to put in effort, and this is your business. And so it's all about investment. And the coolest thing about network marketing is that, yeah, you do put in work and you put in effort, and it's, you know, it's probably more emotionally stressful and trying than anything else. But at the end of the day, once you get the momentum, once you figure out exactly what you're doing, there's this phrase, you know, I'd rather have 100 people do the work of, what is it? Do you know? I'd rather have 100 people do a task than me having to do, you know, I'd rather have 100 people move one stone than me move 100 stones, essentially. And so it's the power of having this network that you're building up, having this team that you're building up. The work is in the beginning. The hardest work is going to be at the beginning. And most of that hard work is just getting out of your head and understanding what you're doing. But then once you start building your team and building your business, it will become easier. It will become more natural. And one day you're going to have like this crazy lifestyle that you're so grateful for, but you have to work to achieve it. And I think it's beautifully set up the way it is, because if you're not working to achieve that goal, if you're not putting in the hard effort at the beginning, you're not going to appreciate it at the end. If you just wake up to $1 million, you know, statistics prove it. Lottery winners are the most broke people in the world, because they don't know what the hell to do with the money. They just have a broke mentality, and so they just go and spend their money, and then they're back to nothing. At least with this system, you do have to put in work at the beginning, but you'll be able to appreciate the rewards at the end, and you'll be able to sustain them. You'll understand how to keep that business going. So it's you know, it's one of those things. It's a really awesome model. But people have to, you know, they should understand that going into it. And that's why you want business builders. You don't want people that just want to go in, get rich quick, and then leave. You want business builders who understand that long-term mentality. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up now. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Your stories really touched my heart. I will definitely be praying for your husband and for your situation. And I can't wait to hear how, you know, how things transition with you over the next, you know, several months. I'm sure by our interview next year, hint, hint, that you'll be, you know, out of the RN job, and you're going to be sitting pretty, taking care of the family, you know, purely on network marketing alone. And so can you please share with the audience where they can get in touch with you? What resources do you have that they can, where they can find you?
So right now, you can find me on Facebook. So it's facebook.com/Judy B Skilling, JUDYBSKILLING. Also on Instagram is Judy_Skilling, and Twitter as well too. So Judy_Skilling. And I will be posting a blog and getting a blog set up really soon. So stay tuned for that. But for right now, those are my 3 main contact points at this time.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Actually, this is our 3rd time meeting together, because we've just had like issue after issue, technicalities. So it's a pleasure to be able to actually sit through a full interview. And hopefully there's no audio issues for the audience. But anyway, it was awesome talking to you, Judy. Can't wait to hook up with you again soon, okay?
Yeah. Thank you very much for your time, Nicolette. It's awesome.
Of course. Have a great day.
NicoletteMoore.com. Yeah. Look. You know she got you, yeah, when it comes to the lead, she gon' lead you straight to the lead generation. It's what it is all about, recruiting all the prospects, yeah, that's what it's shot. She help you with the coaching, you know that she give you the potion, so you could go and move it through the ocean. Cause she there for you, she really cares, she wanna help you grow, that's why she there. So if you wanna get more, you wanna see this what's in store, NicoletteMoore.com, get it y'all.